Jenny LaPointe here with Prime Northwest Property. Thanks for stopping in. Today we're going to go over Mythbusters, and the topic I'm going to be on is everything real estate. Number one, pre-approval letter is good for every home. This is a myth because if you're pre-approved for condos and then you start looking at homes, you're going to have to get that pre-approval letter adjusted, and your interest rate might be a little bit less because a home is going to cost you less in interest than a condo, which could then bring your buying power up a little bit, and vice versa if you're going from looking for a house to looking for a condo. Also, when you submit an offer, you need to make sure your pre-approval letter shows the number you're submitting for. You don't want to let the seller know that your buyer is approved for more, because then they could negotiate with you for more money since they already know your buyer has more money available to them. That information needs to stay on the low between your buyer and your realtor only. Myth number two, I don't need a realtor to buy a home. This is true. You don't need a realtor, but most FSBOs, for sale by owners, that go onto the market, they sell for 10% less, and 92% of them will fail. So that 10% you just lost, you could have spent 6%, which is the top here in Washington State, to pay both realtors, since as a seller you pay your realtor and you pay the buyer's realtor, and left you more money on the table than going alone. You can also set yourself up for a lawsuit and possibly deal with buyers who will back out or their financing will fall apart. You didn't have a realtor there to vet the buyer's financing. And for you buyers, you don't pay the realtor's commission. The seller pays both parties' commission. So for you to not use a realtor when buying could create lots of pitfalls that you could have easily dodged with the guidance of a good realtor by your side. It also gives you the opportunity to learn all the information about each step and process you're taking, so you better understand the process yourself. I always believe that buyers should not just come away with a home and not a house, but also come away with a wealth of knowledge. I don't treat my information like it's secret sauce. I treat it like it's here to empower you and give you more knowledge to get ahead and understand the process better of what's going on, so you can leverage yourself in a better position and grow more wealth. Myth number three, home's been on market for a really long time. Something wrong? Sometimes it's just the seller had improperly priced the home in the first place. Or maybe the seller was not dealing with a very seasoned realtor. It's not always that something is wrong with the home. You could possibly be missing out on a really great deal and your dream home. Worth it to take the time to look at every home that's within your price range that at least meets 4 or 5 of your must-haves, and your list really shouldn't be more than 10. Myth number 4, is buying a home just like I see on TV? No, it really isn't. You cannot buy a home in 30 minutes, start to finish, to close, to sign in the docs. Unless you're at an auction, you're not buying the home in an hour. Sometimes it can take 6 months, other times it can take a month, but to really get from start to finish, it's going to take you some time. First, you got to find your realtor. If you're working with a great realtor, they're going to have 3 or 4 lenders to refer you to. Then you're going to go meet with the lender. They're going to get you pre-approved, get you that pre-approval letter. Then you can finally be off to house shopping, since you know your price range you're in and how much your buying power is. You're going to beat pavement, look at several homes. In one day I showed 12 homes to one person. This is where the time consuming comes into play. Then after that, you're going to put in your offer, you're going to do inspection, you do earnest money, then you're going to get finally to a closing date. Hopefully you all came to a number, and then you're going to go to title and escrow, or they're going to come to you, notary, and have all the documents signed, and then later that evening or the next day you're going to get the keys. And depending on what type of financing you have or what the current market is. Usually we can close now on financing in just 15 days, but it really depends. And again, things are always changing. 3 years ago it was 30 days. Before 4 or 5 years ago it was 45 days. Current marketplace, it's pretty much the norm to be able to close in 15 days on financing or less, and for cash buyers it's usually 5 days or less. And the last myth for today, number 5, that we're gonna crush is you need an inspection. Yes, it is good to get an inspection done, but sometimes you don't have to get an inspection. 2019 and 2018 was a very competitive market where I was at. Buyers were waiving all contingencies. They were waiving inspection, they were waiving appraisal, they were waiving anything and everything just to have the strongest and best offer to get their hands on that home. I would suggest that when you're looking at a condo and it's a newer condo, there's really not that much to inspect besides the GFIs, some electrical appliances are running, and that's mainly it. $300 to $500 for an inspection when it's a competitive marketplace and you're most likely going to be going up against other offers that are going to waive that inspection, then I would suggest no, don't use an inspection. Now, on the other hand, if it's a less competitive marketplace and the home is a little outdated, or maybe you feel the house is overvalued and the price is too high, then getting that inspection is a very valuable tool to be able to negotiate with the seller on to come down on their price, or give you credits, which could be used for closing costs or just a credit off of the home. So this is important to keep in mind. You need to know when to pull your tools out, when to use them, and how to use them. And that is why having an experienced, seasoned realtor who has their hand on the pulse of the market, what the current climate is, to better understand when to use these tools, addendums, and when to pull back on them and to save you some money. Thanks for stopping by. If you have any questions, feel free to drop them below. And I'm going to be doing Mythbuster every Monday now. If you have a question or possibly a myth that you want to know if it's true or false, leave it down below. I'd be happy to break it or confirm it for you. Everyone stay safe out there and enjoy the rest of your week. Please like and subscribe if you enjoyed my video and want to know more about real estate. Bye.